The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanwai flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Powerhouse Tools, established in 2009 by Hopsui Hardware Company Incorporated, is a trusted provider of high-quality tools and equipment for professionals and enthusiasts alike. With a diverse product catalog, Powerhouse Tools is committed to delivering reliability, durability, and performance at competitive prices.
Your ideal life starts today. With Smart Postpaid, get more data and only 5G. And more entertainment with Netflix on Us. And a new Max Mobile subscription included. Starting at $9.99. Subscribe now.
Technology moves the world, and we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks, 30 years of technology distribution.
Education is fast evolving. Are we prepared to guide the next generation? For 28 years, Senko has been at the forefront of technology. As pioneers, we've empowered schools, teachers, and students with Apple. Trusted by over 100 schools, empowering thousands of students and teachers. Through the Senko Schools Network, we bring together educators, schools, and cutting-edge technology to create innovative learning experiences and shape the future of education. Be part of our Senko Schools Network. Together, we create meaningful learning environments with Apple.
Hinasa ang kakayahan sa mundo na kinasanayan.
Cut! Walang impact!
Hinatak ang galing sa spotlight na sa'yo lang.
Again!
Huwag pa pipigil
Cut!
kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Pilit na lagpasan, galing na pinaghirapan.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! You've always had it. Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanwai flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Powerhouse Tools, established in 2009 by Hopsui Hardware Company Incorporated, is a trusted provider of high-quality tools and equipment for professionals and enthusiasts alike. With a diverse product catalog, Powerhouse Tools is committed to delivering reliability, durability, and performance at competitive prices.
Your ideal life starts today with Smart Postpaid. Get more data and only 5G. And more entertainment with Netflix on Us. And a new Max Mobile subscription included. Starting at $9.99. Subscribe now.
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks. 30 years of technology distribution.
Education is fast evolving. Are we prepared to guide the next generation? For 28 years, Senko has been at the forefront of technology. As pioneers, we've empowered schools, teachers, and students with Apple. Trusted by over 100 schools, empowering thousands of students and teachers. Through the Senko Schools Network, we bring together educators, schools, and cutting-edge technology to create innovative learning experiences and shape the future of education. Be part of our Senko Schools Network. Together, we create meaningful learning environments with Apple.
Hinasa ang kakayahan sa mundo na kinasanayan.
Cut! Walang impact!
Hinatak ang galing sa spotlight na sa'yo lang.
Again!
Huwag papipigil
Cut!
kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Pilit na lagpasan, galing na pinaghirapan.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! You've always had it. Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
Well, this time around, brace yourselves and get ready para sa ating second game. Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma going up against SGS Academy Mighty Plast. Patuloy pa rin ang FCAAI buat purito sa SGS Stadium, Araneta Avenue in Quezon City. Benji Santiago with Randolph Leong Son. Eto, may mga senaryo kang binabanggit sa akin kanina with the meeting between these two teams.
Yeah, obviously, Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma at 6'3" currently. Meanwhile, Chongse currently outside of the running at 2'7". Ang Grace Christian gusto nilang maselyohan yung number 4 spot and really formalize their spot there. They don't want to get tripped because they don't want to be tied with St. Peter the Apostle of Metro Asia. Pwede pa silang malaglag doon sa number 6 and makaharap itong St. Stephen's CAG in our quarterfinals. Meanwhile, TSA-Mighty Plast, just like Westminster earlier, nothing to lose but everything to gain in this matchup.
Well, of course, yun nga. Spoilers roll para rin sa TSA-Mighty Plast. 2-7 ang kanilang kartada. As you made mention, Randolph already out of the running. Pero itong Grace Goodfellow Pharma, let's see, hindi naman sila pwede mamili ng kalaban.
Oo. I mean, again, you cannot dare fate, and really, it's not in your destiny. Ang tayong nakakontrol lang sa destiny nila is Washong College of Iloilo Lamtex Pipe, still undefeated after that big win earlier. 9-0 na, and Acro City Zouche Xavier, both are locked at those top 2 spots, advancing outright sa ating semifinals.
So, ibinabanggit nga natin, only the top 6 teams will manage to continue with their campaign dito nga sa ating Fil-Chi Athletic Association Incorporated. And taking a look at Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma, somehow this is like, how would you say, home court advantage for them because they have their own league being played here sa SGS. Ang Tiongse Academy naman, let's see how Gerald Cheng will perform in this game because the last time around, laban sa Xavier, he had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal, and is being matched up with his gunner para rito sa Grace Christian, 24, 5 and 1, and 3 steals for Dunhill D. Well, we're all set as we're just waiting for our venue announcer to announce the starters. Actually, nagwa-warm up pa rin itong ating mga dalawang teams dito. So, I think we're going to be taking a break first, and we'll be right back right away.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanwai flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
Powerhouse Tools, established in 2009 by Hop-Suri Hardware Company Incorporated, is a trusted provider of high-quality tools and equipment for professionals and enthusiasts alike. With a diverse product catalog, Powerhouse Tools is committed to delivering reliability, durability, and performance at competitive prices.
Your ideal life starts today with Smart Postpaid. Get more data and only 5G. And more entertainment with Netflix on Us. And a new Max Mobile subscription included. Starting at $9.99. Subscribe now.
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks. 30 years of technology distribution.
We are live in SGS Stadium. This is the Fil-Chi Athletic Association 40s Division between TSA Academy, Mighty Plast Packaging, and Grace Christian College, Goodfellow Pharma. Introducing the starting lineup for TSA Academy. Starting at point guard number 19, Nino Omilio. Starting at 2 guard, number 28, Stephen Nard. Starting at forward, number 20, Quincy Tan. At the other forward position, number 3, Patrick Yu. And starting at center, number 10, Gerald Cheng. And coach Maynard Chua. And now introducing the starting lineup for Grace Christian College. Starting at point guard, number 3, Francis Tew. Starting at 2 guard, number 2, Erwin Lim. Starting at forward, number 4, Alan Tan. At the other forward position, number 16, Dexter Kwan. And starting at center, number 25, Oliver Lau. And coach's coach, Nino Sia. Officiating this match, crew chief Dennis Galvin.
And taking a look at our starters here for Grace Goodfellow Pharma, Erwin Lim, along with Francis Tu, Alan Tan, Dexter Kwan, and Oliver Lau will be their first 5. Over at the other side, Patrick Yu, Gerald Cheng, Nino Emilio, Quincy Tan, and Stephen Ang for TSA Academy Mighty Plast. Thank you very much. If you're joining us, we have our live stream coverage that you can actually see and enjoy live sa Smart Sports, sa official Facebook page din ng FCAAI and their own YouTube channel as we take a look at Dexter Kwan. Almost breaking up the play, but ball still stays on the side of TSA Academy Mighty Plast. Gerald Cheng. Sarado ang pintuan. Saan pupunta? Oops, may agaw na. Francis Tu comes up with a steal. They try the bounce pass to Erwin Lim. You know, a miscommunication that time. They tried to rush the play. Francis Tu apologizes. First quarter of action already underway. Nino Emilio. We were so impressed by the performance of Nino Emilio dito, Randolph.
Yeah, all season long. Very impressive itong si Nino Emilio para sa TSA Mighty Plast Packaging. Hindi lang siguro nakakakuha ng panalo, but I am gonna be curious to see how he will fare pagdating nung MVP rankings natin.
Erwin Lim just opened up the scoring para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. So take a look at TSA. Trying to do their thing. Tough mama. Nobody's tough like mama.
But going back to Erwin Lim, last game he's got a great shooting in Tanduay. Let's hope to see him sustain that groove from distance. Ngayon na nasa SGS na tayo.
Meron akong tatawagan dito na delay of the game. Yung FD natin. Francis Tu coming up with another steal for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. It's going to be home court, sabi nga yung GABL. They're playing here sa SGS Stadium, and they have all the familiarity that they need playing here. As Gerald Cheng knocks down that mid-range jumper.
Yeah, picking up where he left off in that last game. Gerald Cheng again, 24 points in that last contest against Xavier. He's going to be a big presence para din sa TSA to complement ito si Nino Emilio and Patrick Yu.
Spalding, the official ball of FCAAI. And Alan Tan has been called for a personal, his first. 2 all, our count here. Let's see how this one would work out. That one-hander for Nino Emilio. He backrimmed his shot. And Grace Christian. Erwin Lim drives using his left hand. Nope. TSA Academy. Kanino sila pupunta? Nawala ang bola. And here's Alan Tan. This is going to be a round-robin layup for Alan Tan to finish that fast break.
Yeah, fundamentals for Alan Tan, getting his first 2 points of the game para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
Dexter Kwan with a quick rebound. Francis Tu back to Dexter Kwan. Driving strong, unable, looking for a foul. Patrick Yu throws a long pass to Nino Emilio. Emilio against Erwin Lim. Nino Emilio, baseline jumper, he overshoots. Francis Tu calling out the play. Dexter Kwan. Erwin Lim, open, takes it long distance, gets back his own miss.
No one
Lim again.
No one's daring. They're just daring Erwin Lim to heave it up from distance. He may have missed those 2 shots, but for Chongse, hindi mo pwedeng gawin yun na paulit-ulit because as we saw in that last game, Erwin Lim is capable of hitting those long bombs.
Just wait till it happens. Oh, Patrick Yu and one.
It's a strong move inside for Patrick Yu under duress against Oliver Lau. He may be undersized, but he's just too crafty to kiss it off the glass for 2 points.
And with the score, stands at 4-all. 6:07 to play here in the first. We got our first Jiangnan timeout. Still in the first quarter of action, it's happening right here. Patrick Yu was fouled earlier, going for a shot. He made the basket. Now he's at the line for the end one play. And a chance for TSA Academy to lead. Just to avoid the complications and everything. It's not just to win ball games. Siguro that's the thing, di ba? No matter how it goes, actually, yung Xavier at saka yung Washo lang naman ang waiting sa semis.
And St. Stephen's Kag is also locked at the number 3 spot. So, waiting din sila kung sino yung babagsak doon sa number 6 pagdating ng ating quarterfinals.
Dunhill D off the bench, missing his first attempt. And itong panig ng TSA Academy, they have to slow it down. Ilan lang yung players nila?
Yeah, only 8 players and 1 player has yet to get a clearance. Again, yung rules natin dito, kailangan muna maklear ka ng medical before you can play. Even si James Yap na kahit nalilate na second half pa, kailangan pang makuha yung vital signs niya.
What a play right there. Nino Emilio, he knows he's going to get out of bounds. Just keep the ball in play inside. And he established his position.
Yeah,
Bola pa nila,
basically outwitting Dexter Kwan there. Really speaks volumes on the basketball IQ of Nino Emilio.
And then he throws an inbound pass so quick for Patrick Yu, trying to create space underneath, but Alex Lau is right there. Standing his ground, defending well. Francis Stew, Dunhill D. They go inside. Oops, nawala yung bola. Recovery. Charles Albert Chua is in the game for the first time. He's open from the baseline, can't knock it down. And Nino Emilio, dahan-dahang bigla. Pero nawala yung bola.
Yeah, but 4 players hounding Nino Emilio. You see how much the Grace Christian College Goodfellow Pharma respects that guy.
And there's Dunhill D getting his first basket here in the first period. Grace Goodfellow Pharma up 3. There's that shot block by Charles Albert Chua. 2-on-1 situation here. Oh, wow!
Great effort there. Para dito kay Stephen Ang.
Coming up with a shot block against 2 players ng Grace, but they could not capitalize. The other end is Dunhill D trying to get the second basket. Ends up with Francis Stew.
And you see now, Chongse kind of conserving themselves, knowing that they only have 8 players at their disposal.
Ron Lim off the bench. Instant offense for Grace Christian College. Goodfellow Pharma 10-5 lead. Stephen Ang with the basketball. Serving what's happening inside. Gerald Cheng. Shot clock is down to 2. Gerald Cheng up and in.
What a shot by Gerald Cheng to bail out TSA-Mighty Plast and keep them. Yes, sasabihin niya siguro, oo, mas familiar kayo in this basketball court, but I can also shoot it in this court.
Nevertheless, going into this Jiangnan timeout, it's Grace Christian College with a 3-point lead, 10-7. All right, with 3 minutes remaining dito sa ating first quarter, we got 2 Albert Chuas right now playing for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Charles Albert Chu and Albert Edsel Chua. Summit's the official drinking water of FCAAI. A bad pass. And here comes Tiongse. You gotta be careful with your handle, especially when you're in front of this guy, Albert Edsel Chua. Throws a cross-court pass to Rondem on limb. Patrick Yu was underneath to break up the play. Tiongse Academy, George Wong running into trouble here. Ball ends up with Albert Chua.
Palitan ng turnovers between two teams. Who will break the ice?
Dipsy do, pero naging dipsy don't. Dunhill D underneath.
You know, in that exchange, parang masyadong naging unselfish yung dalawang teams, and count on Dunhill D to be aggressive in attacking the basket and creating that scoring opportunity for Grace.
Two for two for Alex Lau, making it a 5-point lead for Grace Goodfellow Pharma. 2:20 to play. First quarter natin. Welcome to our second game, everyone. Still going to be playing the last elimination day this coming Friday. Starts at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. 7 a.m. magigising na.
Rise and shine, pero we cap the day off, we cap the week off.
At saka holiday nga pala this coming Friday, di ba? And the most famous chicken in town since 1956. You can taste it and love it sa Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant.
Ayan, pag nakatikim ka niyan, parang holiday ka talaga araw-araw.
Alam ko na yung pupuntahan ko this coming Friday. Bago tumuloy dito.
Baka pwedeng mamaya rin.
Bukas pa. Bukas pa. Sana.
Meron yata din sa Banawe.
We'll just check. 12-8. Stephen Ang will get his first rest in the game para sa Tiongse Academy.
You know, Benji, the thing that I'm also thinking about is, you talked about the familiarity of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma in this court. It can also backfire minsan na parang medyo overconfident ka na you know the familiarity is on your side. That's a slight psychological advantage. And you see now continuing to miss from the field. That's something that they have to overcome. Talking about Grace.
And you know whom I've noticed from Grace Goodfellow Pharma? GS Sanidad is already on the court.
Yeah, missing last game. Hindi siya ginamit.
Albert Edsel Chua going all the way. A minute and a half to play. First quarter. George Wong with a nice crossover. Goes for the jumper. It's a miss. Ball being tossed up and around. Grace Goodfellow Pharma with Albert Edsel Chua. What a pass for GS. And here he is once again. That scoop and back-to-back baskets.
Yeah, Albert Edsel Chua now heating up 4 points para dito sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
And now they are up 8, doubling the output of TSA Academy here in the first quarter.
Oh,
Less than
nice
a minute. Patrick Yu gets it done at close range.
Yeah, that was a nice find by George Wong. Yung sandaling naka-open, si Patrick Yu na ipasa niya yun sa loob.
GS cross court. And that's Cloyd Ong knocking down his first three-pointer. Lead up 9 for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Entering the final 20 seconds of the first quarter that we have. George Wong. Shot clock is down to 5. There's still time here for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Albert Edsel Chua, what's he gonna do next?
Oh, too strong.
Too strong off the window for Charles Albert Chua. Nevertheless, Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma off to a real hot start here. No surprises here in the first quarter. At least that's what we have seen here. Everybody trying to get into the act here. Oliver Lau with a nice pass inside again to Dunhill D, who came off the bench. Patrick Yu, even in the land of the Giants, finding a way to score. But this Albert Edsel Chua, he's going to be some sort of a Mr. Entertainment here, but it's just the first 10 minutes that happened here in this ball game. 19-10 for Grace Goodfellow Pharma. Second quarter. After the first 10 minutes of play, things are looking up and well for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. And they have been showing the way. Laban dito sa TSA Academy Mighty Plast, a 40% shooting for Grace and limiting TSA to only 26%.
Also 15 bench points para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma against none para sa TSA. Just emblematic of the depth para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
You know, to consider, Nino Emilio played the first 10 minutes scoreless. La Cherie, where beauty meets wellness.
And that really speaks volumes on how much the Grace defense respects this guy, Nino Emilio. Every time he has the basketball, hindi lang isa, hindi lang dalawa, minsan 5 pa nga agad yung nakatingin at handang tipigilan siya sa kung anong gusto niyang gawin.
It's going to be a marked man. He's averaging 23.3 points per ball game and 5.4 assists. JJ Chua from mid-range. His first attempt.
And that's just nice passing for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Kahit medyo walang masyadong galawan, people were on their places and they were able to hit the open mat.
Nice looking shot. Austin Chang just missed that three-pointer. Albert Edsel Chua, what's he gonna do? Oh! And it stays. Dahil may foul na may tatawag dito against Yongse.
Oh, and that's gonna be against Nino Emilio.
Cloyd Ong missing from the corner. Need a stand for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Nino Emilio with his first field goal.
And that's why they don't want him to have the basketball. Nino Emilio just a wizard whenever he has the leather. And he's so crafty and he's able to manufacture 2 points for Chongse.
Meantime, ball tapped out. Last touch on Chongse Academy. Shot clock at 12. Nino Sia inbounds. Quick inbound play. Couldn't put up a shot. GS. He was trying to go to JJ Chua, pero JJ Chua, Scott for the pushing and shoving action in the paint. Oh, how about that? Knocking it down, JM Chang.
And they need every basket from their role players. Talking about Chongse Academy. Kumbaga nakukuha na ng Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma yung group nila. So they have to find ways na hindi lang si Nino Emilio or si Patrick Yu ang umiscore para sa kanila.
Nino Sia falling short. Albert Edsel Chua finding somebody inside. JJ Chua is fouled.
Wala na ring nagawa si John Michael Chang. He was out of position and he had the choice to really give up that foul.
JJ Chua already has 2 points. And talk about the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. Sa Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant lang yan. JJ Chua gets the first one to go down. That's Coach Joey Dada helping out. Itong panig ng Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. 2 for 2 for JJ Chua. Sabi sa'yo, home court nila to eh.
Grabe yung familiarity. But again, it seems like they kind of overcame it. Sometimes you just have to settle down. Minsan kasi, as you saw in junctures in the first quarter, parang medyo persado sila. Alam natin, mas lamang tayo dito, familiar tayo dito. But now you see Grace getting back to their core and really playing their game against Chongse.
As we made mention and multiple times, you cannot underestimate your opponent the way we have seen it. Albert Edsel Chua! Beat na yung bola for that layup.
6 points now for Albert Edsel Chua. Tinanggal pa yung salamin, pero no problem on the drive.
Back to another double-figure advantage for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Nino Emilio gets the pass back. Nicely done, two-man play para sa panig ng Chongse Academy. It was Kevin Say who gave him that assist. Albert Edsel Chua in the paint. Wow! Nino Sia gets blocked. And he's going to the line, or rather, this is Dexter Kwan. So fast. I missed out kung kanino niya pinasa, but it's... All right, Nino Sia is the recipient of that pass. He got hit in the head. At titira siya ng dalawang free throw rito. Ito, yan. I want to see this again. Look at that. Just behind his shoulder, and Nino Sia just right there indeed.
Nag-second guess pa si Nino Sia.
Well, talagang maraming guesses para dito sa mga players ng Grace Goodfellow Pharma pag si Albert Chua may dala ng bola.
Kumbaga, mapupuntahan ka ng bola. Just be in your spot.
Yeah. And you gotta be aware. Patrick Yu. Nice attack to the basket right there. only that, Patrick Yu has got 8 points and 4 rebounds here in the first half as Dexter Guan missing the mid-range. George Wong bringing it down. And wow, Grace, Goodfellow Pharma creating a turnover against George Wong.
That was a tough position for George Wong.
And this is the genius assist of the game para sa Cheongse Academy. This Patrick Yu knows how to position himself inside, and Nino Emilio ayaw talagang pakawalan no?
Yeah. Kumbaga, choking, suffocating
Yes.
defense every time he has the basketball. Even when he gets the steal, you see how much the Grace team is trying to stop him on his tracks. Grabe rin yung motor nito si Nino Emilio.
One of the players that really gave us a big impression ito si Nino Emilio. This is the other Nino Cias going back to the bench.
But I think they will review it if that was an unsportsmanlike foul, because obviously Albert Edsel Chua tried to stop Nino Emilio's drive. So they are conferring if it's a legitimate play for the ball. Hindi yata tayo naaabot.
Reviewing that one, saan ba tinamaan ito si Nino Emilio?
Yeah, Nino Emilio was hit on the arm. Itong si Albert Edsel Chua. So they're really just trying to see if that was going for the ball.
Is it going to be an unspo? Lalo na pagka yung mga referees lalapitan muna yung coaches no?
Just explaining, and that's really important in games like these. Even if sabihin na, oh, maybe no bearing na, out of the running si Cheongse. Meanwhile, Grace still on.
Unspo nga.
Yeah, and that's going to be a crucial call for them.
And not only that, Randall, rules are rules.
Yes.
Yun lang yun eh.
And again, FIBA rules state that it's never about the intent. It's always about the action. And that's kind of a bummer, especially for Albert Edsel Chua, who's been very magnificent in this game so far.
Non-existent anymore is what they have been calling before as duty foul.
Yeah, duty foul. Kumbaga, it's a reintroduction, re-education of how the games are really played.
Split charities though for Nino Emilio, but they will have possession. They find themselves down by 6 with 6 minutes and 12 to play here in the first half.
So 6 points now for Nino Emilio together with 3 assists.
MEC empowering people through technology. Gerald Chang falls short with that jumper. Albert Edsel Chua, they're outnumbered here, but Ron Lim gets back his own miss. They go Dexter Guan and a 3-second violation.
Medyo nauna kasi yung puwet ni Ron Lim on that drive, trying to protect as we take this Jiangnan timeout with Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma still ahead by 6.
Resumption of the action, 5 minutes and 47. All right. It's going to be a warning against Oliver Lau for unsportsmanlike behavior. Naiwan just a backcourt. He was talking to the referees earlier.
And I think the referees didn't really appreciate some of the sweet nothings that he said.
And even yung mga katabi natin dito, of course, yung head ng referees natin, si Rafi Britannico, he saw that.
Yeah.
And he wanted to talk to the referees, with commissioner.
As we were just saying, hindi lang naman players yung natututo. Even tayo nakikita natin how the referees are calling it. Again, the referees doing their job to call it down the middle.
Emilio lost the pass. It's going to be a turnover. Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma just up by 6. Dexter Kuan. Albert Edsel Chua. It's Ron Lim. And what happened here?
I think that's going to be an offensive foul
on Alex Lau.
So sabi sa inyo walang no bearing-bearing dito. Grabe yung depensahan, even yung mga pito ng mga referees natin.
Cantigo elevate the game with Cantigo Sports.
Really, both teams giving a workout for everyone. See how important every game is. Even if wala ka na in the playoff contention, they still want to get the W.
Alam mo, one of the main reasons why that is happening, school pride.
Oh.
Yun pa rin yun. Patrick Keel will be called for a loose ball foul. And Dunhill T is back to replace Erwin Lim. Albert Edsel Chua matched up against George Wong. Here's Dexter Kuan. Ron Lim, Dunhill D. Ron Lim knocks it down.
He really likes that pull-up, Jay. Ron Lim extending his lead for Grace Christian. Goodfellow Pharma up to 8.
4.5. Second period. Cheryl Chang, Nino Emilio. And they're going to whistle a foul on Dexter Kuan.
Yeah, 14 foul for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
Look at how that was done by Ron Lim for Grace Goodfellow Pharma. Nino Emilio, the 3. It's a miss. Ron Lim with a basketball. Nino Emilio gives up a foul. They're in penalty.
Yeah, and pace has really slowed down in the second quarter. I was about to mention that penalty situation. So 2 more free throws for Grace Goodfellow Pharma. Kind of a bad foul really coming from Nino Emilio. And parang inaamin niya kay Coach Maynard Chua na parang, Coach, akin yun. That's gonna be his second personal in this game, and he takes this breather.
Two for 2 for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Reorganizing, rebooting their offense as they are up again by 10. Patrick Yu from the outside. Ron Lim. Oh! Hindi ko sino tatanggap. Alex Sauer. Si Charles Albert Chua.
And going back to Chongse, no success yet from downtown. 0 for 5 so far. Ang magandang bagay lang dun sa run of utility na yun ng Chongse, isa pa lang din yung ititirang 3 nitong Grace Christian. But really, the rebounding has been the difference maker for the Blue Shirts. Out-rebounding Chongse 21-14.
Only guy who was able to hit the 3-pointer was Cloyd Ong of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Dexter Kuan. Dunhill D, stop and pop move.
And he continues the ride of momentum from his standout game last time out. Really another offensive option para dito sa Grace Christian.
they're going to be calling a foul here on J.M. Chang.
So again, 2 more free throws para sa Grace Christian. Penalty situation para sa Chongse.
Dunhill D making that basket. He's got 6 points here in the first half. Jiangnan timeout. Dino, Amelia, and the rest of the guys are trailing by 12 right now. And they're in penalty at Yongsan Academy. That's why we're taking a look at Alex Lau in his earlier trip to the line. He was able to knock down both free throws. La Cherie, where beauty meets wellness. Sinabi mo dalawang free throws sa players.
Masisisi na naman tayo dyan, Benji. But Grace Christian, Goodfellow Pharma, 8 of 10 so far from the free throw line. Save for that last miss. Kumbaga, they're shooting impeccably. And that's gonna be another offensive foul para dito sa Chongse. Turnover number 11 for the white shirts.
J.M. Chang committing back-to-back fouls.
And that's gonna be his 4th personal.
Kukunti na nga lang sila, no?
Yeah, only
8 pa rin ba?
9 players.
9 na sila. O nga pala si Kevin Shed dumating kanina. No?
Finally got that clearance late in the first quarter.
Alex Lau against Patrick Yu. That's a nice matchup. Charles Albert Chua goes in.
The friendliest of friendly rolls going down, and he's given his team a 15-point lead.
2:25 here in the first half. Patrick Yu. And Charles Chang knocking it down.
Hindi masyadong nakapahinga ng konti si Gerald Cheng sa loob, with J.M. Chang picking up his 4th foul, but this is why he's a keeper for Chongse.
Dexter Guan continues to miss with his jumpers. And penalty pareho actually.
Seems like Oli Lau did not appreciate Stephen Ang boxing him out. Some exchange of words there.
That's the Alex Lau.
Alex Lau, sorry.
The most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. And you can find it only at Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant.
Ball number 28, Stephen Ang. That's his first personal. Warning action ball number 28, Stephen Ang. And number 8, Alex Lau for the sportsman.
Oh, si Stephen Ang at saka si Alex Lau. It's been warned for, yun nga yung sinasabi mo. Merong whispering sweet nothings.
And you know, it seems like emotions is getting the better of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. They've been complaining to the referees in this first half.
Technical foul was called number 8. Alex Lau for a sportsman-like behavior.
Technical pass si Alex Lau. So there's going to be technical free throw to be taken here by Yongse Academy. A little unclear, as you can see from the expression of the faces of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
I think the technical was when Alex Lau clapped in the face of the referee.
He did react.
Yeah. Yeah, to the officials, it was taunting.
Coach Danny Ching also asking. This Coach Joey Dada trying to get clarification. Pero dito sa side natin, with the chairman and the commissioner, they're still talking to our referees.
It has been a heck of a day for our technical officials. And again, it doesn't matter what the standings say or what the scoreboards say. It really shows how competitive this FCAAI is, Benji. As you mentioned, one team may be out of the running, one is playoff bound, but yung school pride pa rin nandyan eh. Ayaw magpatalo. And kita mo naman yung effort and yung emotions. Kala mo playoff basketball na tayo ngayon pa lang.
And if even you're playing your last game, you really want to end it with a bang. Made mention about it already, but still.
Yeah, especially for Chongse.
Ayan si Alex Lau. Siya yung tinawagan ng technical. So, I just want to find out what's going to
We
be
just
the
want to
official
get the action
announcement.
going, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But that's what happened. Yeah, kasi hinawakan nga ni Stephen ang yung braso nitong si Alex Lau. That's why he was kaya bumagsak siya.
I do believe earlier here sa ating eliminations, Alex Lau hurt his right shoulder and that was being pulled down.
Kaya din siguro nag-react siya ng ganyong ka-violent.
But I just want to find
Double
out.
technical fouls been called. Number 28, Stephen Ang, and number 8, Alex Lau, both for taunting.
For taunting.
So both of them will be charged for this.
For improper bench decorum.
It did may warning pa for Grace for improper bench decorum.
Pero hindi ko rin masisi yung bench ng Grace Benji. Kasi kumbaga, pag tinawagan ka ng technical, magre-react ka talaga eh.
Natural.
Kumbaga nagsasnowball na mula dun eh.
And basically, hindi na yun yung original call.
Oo.
That there was a technical on Alex Lau.
Yeah, basically, sa side nila Coach Joel Dada, you're saying, hiningi lang naman namin clarification eh. Bakit mo kami i-charge? Ganun ang dating sa kanila.
Anyway, it's just a warning against them. They just have to be very careful. So, sablay yung unang free throw. Both teams already in the penalty. That's why there are free throws being taken here. Split charities again for Alex Lau.
So
nevertheless, they're up.
So Grace Christian now shooting 9 of 12 from the free throw line.
Stephen Ang. Patrick Yu with a kick out. Nino Emilio could not hit that three-pointer. Dexter Kwan with that quick rebound. Dunhill D left open. Ron Lim. Charles Albert Chua.
They credit the effort of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma for still going down on the other end, giving them second chance opportunities.
Nino Emilio lost the basketball. This is too strong a pass. Jose Academy with the basketball. Nino Emilio, nice dish off inside. Ooh, sorry, miss for Gerald Chang. Now Nino Emilio goes glass.
8 points now for Nino Emilio, but all of those 8 points have not been easy. It's been that kind of day for number 19, Nino Emilio.
Down to the last 45 seconds of the first half. They go inside. Alex Lau with a miss. Point blank. Nino Emilio touching the ball last before it went out.
And you see how Alex Lau is demanding the ball. He knows that he has that size advantage against Stephen Ang. And this is going to be a bad sight for this Chongse team. Seems like Nino Emilio is cramping up on the sidelines.
Maynard looking on. We have a Jiangnan timeout. Time remaining, 39 seconds. Bola ng Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Ron Lim goes Charles Albert Chua. Alex Lau. Dunhill D missing. There's still time. So Nino Emilio is not on the floor right now.
Re-recharge muna sa bench.
Sana nga, cramps lang eh, no?
It's really good to see him walk on all fours on his way back. Pero kita mo, pinapainom ng Gatorade ng Chongse ngayon.
Yun. Again, both teams and the penalty, Patrick Yu shoot 2. Missing both for Patrick Yu that time. Dunhill D. Oh, he makes it. The ball actually is trying to decide if it would go down or not.
Yeah, that looked good from Dunhill D. Right on time. It's still better that we check it. Yeah, that's clearly in.
So they will count the basket for Dunhill D, and at the end of the first 2 quarters here, Grace Christian College reaching 40 points and limiting Chongse Mighty Plast to only 24. Some of the highlights that we have seen here, of course, the great dribbling prowess of Albert Edsel Chua. Nino Emilio is a marked man. And he has been trying so very hard along with Patrick Yu for Chongse Academy here. And then we take a look at Charles Chua knocking down a jumper. Said he got a good signal that he's going to be having a good night here along with the rest of Grace Goodfellow Pharma.
Technology moves the world. And we move technology closer to you. MEC Networks, 30 years of technology distribution.
Education is fast evolving. Are we prepared to guide the next generation? For 28 years, Senko has been at the forefront of technology. As pioneers, we've empowered schools, teachers, and students with Apple. Trusted by over 100 schools, empowering thousands of students and teachers. Through the Senko Schools Network, we bring together educators, schools, and cutting-edge technology to create innovative learning experiences and shape the future of education. Be part of our Senko Schools Network. Together, we create meaningful learning environments with Apple.
Hinasa ang kakayahan sa mundo na kinasanayan.
Cut! Walang impact!
Hinatak ang galing sa spotlight na sa'yo lang.
Again!
Huwag papipigil
Cut!
kahit sarili ang kalaban.
Cut! Kulang pa eh.
Pilit na lagpasan, galing na pinaghirapan.
Just take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Aged in oak barrels for that sweet caramel rum taste.
Great! You've always had it. Take your shot.
Tanduay Select. Drink responsibly.
The night opens up to those who open up to it. The spontaneous, the curious, the unexpected. Open up to your new best memories with Tanduay flavored mixes. Drink responsibly.
And we are at the half, 40-24 in favor of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Laban dito sa TSA Academy Mighty Plast. Benji Santiago, kasama ko pa rin si Randolph Leongson. And 3-point shots, not exactly sweet between these two teams. Only Chloe Dong managed to get it done. Pero yung field goals natin, not exactly rin mataas, ano?
Yeah, slightly tilting towards Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. The difference though, the rebounds, 30-17, the size of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma, very evident in this game. And yung 14 assists nila has been a big boost for them in stifling yung offense ng Chongse. You know, the white shirts is just trying to bleed everything on the floor, but it's been hard to come by. That's why Goodfellow Pharma is ahead by 16.
And let's take a look at the players. Para rito si Dunhill D with his 8 points. Albert Edsel Chua coming off the bench, 6 points. Ron Lim also has 6. Charles Albert Chua, medyo too late ng konti pero naihabol pa. First half pa lang naman tayo. And JJ Chua also with 4. Nidio Emilio leading along with Patrick Yu, both with 8 points. Pero 4 lang silang umiscore.
Oh, 4 lang ang nakascore doon sa 8 naglalaro para dito sa TSA-Mighty Plast. Really shows that much help is needed for TSA-Mighty Plast as they try to cap off their campaign here in FCAAI with hopefully a victory.
Well, that's still looking ahead because we're just about to start with our second half of action. Pero tingnan muna natin din yung ating PG Flex Linoleum matchup, or we're just going to be taking a break for a little while and we'll come back. Alright, tuloy na natin dito sa ating PG Flex CW key matchup here. Gerald Cheng, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Over at the other side, Dunhill D coming off the bench. Mostly, syempre, concentrated naman dito kay Dunhill D. Yung shooting niya ang talagang inaasahan. You have Alex Lau, Dexter Guan, 13 rebounds. Hindi na kailangan rebound si Dunhill D.
Yeah, kumbaga, just...
Sa assist naman si Albert Chua.
Yeah, kumbaga, gusto niyong gawin yung ibang bagay. Sige, I'll be happy to pick up the pieces. And Dunhill D just doing an exceptional job in scoring the basketball with 8 points.
All right, so we're just about all set and ready to bring you the third quarter of action mula po dito sa SGS Stadium. Come Friday, we're also going to be returning to this venue here for to cap yung ating final day of eliminations. Gilbert Sanidad is still trying to feel his way into the ball game. Shoulder injury din eh dito kay GS.
Yeah, only 4 minutes and 24 seconds of action in that first half. Also, Alan Tan only playing 3 minutes and 53 seconds. So, kumbaga, you see Grace Christian just trying to involve everyone. Again, we are saying they are playoff bound. It's just a matter of fine-tuning and giving enough confidence, enough morale boost to those role players para pagdating ng playoffs, handa na sila sa mas matinding bakbakan.
Patrick Yu goes down and there's a bump and a foul called against GS, Gilbert Sanidad. May agaw si GS sa kabawi. And then Oliver Lau, I don't think he could really run that fast. Lalo talagang, he was beaten by George Wong, pero eto nga, may agaw ulit. And Albert Edsel Chua. Parang talagang gusto niya padaanin sa braso eh.
Alam na niya yung gagawin niya. He's just too crafty against Kevin Ze. And again, Albert Edsel Chua. This guy doesn't look any day like he's 48 years old. I wish come 48 years old daw, ganyan ang katawan ko, di ba?
Well, the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956, most probably. You could try this at Sincerity.
Ayan na lang. Yan sigurado. Mas kaya kong gawin yan.
42-24. Labang pa rin ang Grace Goodfellow Pharma, George Wong. Ayos siyang lubayan ni Albert Chua. And Albert Chua coming up with his steal. Throws a long pass. Alan Tan. Sakto lang. Hindi rin eh. Quincy Tan was able to get the ball back for Chongse. And now safely, Patrick Yu. Kailangan maitawid. George Wong with a runner. No. And Oliver Lau with the rebound. GS Albert Chua. Albert Chua with the runner. Patrick Yu comes down with a rebound. It's Gerald Cheng. George Wong wants everybody on their front court. Gerald Cheng. Shot clock is down to 5. George Wong. Let's go the other way. Dunhill D. He had the last say to end the first half. And he'll open up the scoring here in the third quarter.
Yeah, 10 points now for Dunhill D. Just a spark plug off the bench. And he emerging to be a reliable scoring option for the Blue Shirts.
Gerald Cheng in the paint. And let's see, managing to Kevin Se with his first basket. (44-26), that's our count here. Kevin Se will pick up number 2. Quick play inside. Is it going to be another foul on Kevin Se?
Look at those quick fouls. He now picks up his third personal. And also, third team foul now for Chong Se with 7:55 to go.
Well, glad he's okay, Nino Emilio, so it's just cramps. First half pa lang yun kanina. He's back in action here, and then bakbakan dun sa ilalim in the shaded area. Oliver Lau and Patrick Yu. It's going to be a double foul.
Double foul played on number 3. Number 25, Oliver Brown.
Tough mama. Nobody's tough like mama. Quincy Tan will get a chance to score. Gilbert Sanidad is going to be called for that foul.
And you know, you have to give it to the effort of Quincy Tan. He's been diving and trying to track those loose balls for Chongse, giving them extra opportunities. Now he's get a chance to score for his own.
Here, it's a technical foul called on Gilbert Sanidad. So taking a look at Dino Bailey, who's going to be shooting first the technical free throw.
And I don't really like this for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Again, they are ahead by 18 points. It seems like the emotions are getting the better of them. Oh, wow!
He could not even finish the game. It's been called for, well, he's being thrown out, ejected here in this game. Right. Tumami na ng tumami.
Kumbaga, yun nga eh, you want to see clarification, but it ends up blowing up in your face. Wow!
Ako, tinapon din si Albert Edsel Chua.
So 2 players now ejected for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Not a good look for them heading into the playoffs. So first it was Gilbert Sanidad, and then next was Albert Edsel Chua. So how many free throws will Chongse get in this juncture? So the 2 players who are ejected are still on the court seeking clarification from the referees.
One of the referees actually talking naman dito sa bench, and coaches ng Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. One referee approaches the table. Okay. We're going to be taking a break. We'll clarify for ourselves also when we come back. right. One technical free throw and there's another. Alalahanin natin, Gilbert Sanidad was ejected. Albert Edsel Chua was ejected. There was the technical. Narito na ako sa dami.
Yeah, dalawang technical kay GS, Gilbert Sanidad, and then Albert Edsel Chua was whistled for a technical. Add that to the unsportsmanlike foul that he committed earlier against Nino Emilio, yung unsportsmanlike not going for the ball. So that's an automatic ejection. I think what they were trying to clarify before they were out of this court was, will that impact them for their next game? Because remember, the next game for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma is already the quarterfinals. But based on the discussions that we've had with our officials led by Chairman Wilbert Loa and Commissioner Junel Baculi, hindi naman na acts of violence yung hindi naman to hurt yung ejection niya. So again, they will still be playing come quarterfinals.
No suspension. Diba?
I think yun yung inaalala nila na masususpend ba kami for our next game.
Actually, mga reactions naman yun. Hindi naman ang intention to hurt. Kanina lang medyo may category 3 pa ako narinig na binimension din ni Commissioner Junel on a foul that was given up by Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Tama ka rin. In the end, parang, why? This is supposed to be an easy game for them.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the lead this big. Kumbaga nakukuha pa nga ng Grace yung mga shots na gusto nila. They are really executing their plays, forcing Chongse to be in penalty early on. It seems like they have to find their way to, in a way, manage those emotions, especially na painit yung laro natin.
Ron Lim with a bounce pass. Risky, but somehow finding a way. Dexter Kwan.
Yeah, 3 white shirts shying away from getting that basketball, leading to Dexter Kwan basically just picking it up and putting it up for a shot.
Quincy Tan with a bad pass. Ends up with Alan Tan right now on his way to the basket, but he puts on brakes. Ron Lim distributes. Dexter Kwan. And Oliver Lau, the mid-range jumper going in.
And Oliver Lau is having a great game in this contest. He has filled that center position admirably for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
Fast break into making, but play broken up by Patrick Q. He attacks. Drops a pass. Gerald Chang knocking it down.
Really just the specialty of the house for Gerald Chang, hitting those mid-range jumpers from the baseline. That's just money for him.
5:41 to play. Downhill D, long distance. Di pa rin ma-break yung record ni Chloe Dong. Dahil siya pala nakaka-tres.
Yeah, but you see the size of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma just unfolding once again down low. Oliver Lau just walang kalaban for that offensive board.
Sincerity Cafe and Restaurant. That's where you can find the most famous fried chicken in town since 1956. Getting the second one to go down for Oliver Lau. 49-31. Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. 5.5 here in the third. Emilio. Play broken up. All touch last by Grace Goodfellow Pharma. 9 seconds on the clock here for TSA-Mighty Plast. Emilio trying to get closer. Flips up a shot. It falls short. Dunhill D, the bounce pass. And there's a kick ball.
Wala talagang madaling tira para kay Nino Emilio sa larong ito no? But also, Quincy Tan, you have to give him the effort, the intangibles. He's really putting it up for Chongse on the defensive end.
Off the inbound, a miss by Oliver Lau. Kanina Kanina nakita natin nag-bounce pa si Dan Hildy. Huwag ka na mangialam doon. Shooter ka lang eh. Shooter ka lang. Kasi yan, di ba, wala naman siya naitalang numbers sa rebounds, sa assists.
Stick to what's working for Don Hildy, and kumbaga yung ibang players nga, masaya na nga dyan. Sige, tira lang ng tira. And if it's falling, I have no problem with that.
And Alan Todd would be happy with that turnaround. He's got 6 in the ball game. The lead is ballooned again to 20, 51-31. 4 and 28 to play.
And again, a penalty situation for both teams. That's going to be 2 free throws for Gerald Cheng.
Patrick Yu at the line. Missing the first. Patrick Yu with 10 points and 8 rebounds.
They're really working hard down low against those trees of Grace Christian. Good fellow Pharma, however, little success from the free throw line for Patrick Yu.
They tried to go inside to Alan Tan. Oops, teka muna. They'll call this on Patrick Yu.
Yeah, Patrick Yu. So again, penalty situation. 2 free throws now for Oli Lau.
Missed both free throws.
11 of 16 from the free throw line has been Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma so far in this game.
Quincy Tan lines up the 3, falling short. Dexter Guan. Emilio medyo not exactly the checklist of reaction.
And also,
Patrick
that's the 4th personal for Patrick Yu. So 2 players now for Chong Se with 4 fouls.
Kaya pala sumisigaw si Nino Emilio nung wala.
So medyo gagarahe muna si Patrick Yu kasama ni John Michael Chang. Para sa silang tawag doon? Bibingo na. Namumuro.
Talagang bingo yung naisip.
Lima lang naman eh.
53-31 is our count here. We got this Jangnan timeout. Time down to 3 minutes and 58. It's a 20-point lead that Grace Christian College Goodfellow Pharma is enjoying over TSA-Mighty Plast. We're here in the 3rd quarter. Believe it or not. Dexter Guan changing directions, banks it in.
And now Dexter Guan giving Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma their biggest lead of the game at 22 points, 6 points to his name.
Nino Emilio dishing, going cross court. Quincy Tan, shot clock is down to 3, may agaw na. Alan Tan It's gonna be a piece of cake with that layup.
Kahit tatlo pa yung sumusunod sa kanya, Alan Tan just had the running start on that fast break. Angat na sa 24 ang lamang.
Gerald Chang against Dexter Guan. Gerald Chang meron siya 10 points in the ball game. The other end, 6 points naman para kay Alan Tan. And here's Dexter Guan. Nino Emilio is trying to go for the steal and he's called for the foul.
No, 3 fouls now for Nino Emilio. And again, penalty situation against Chong Se. Medyo paulit-ulit na ako. Pero ganun nga, kaya rin siguro ganito nagtatagal itong ating third quarter, Benji.
Remember, na-inject si GS Gilbert Sanidad and Albert Edsel Chua, which really took some time earlier. Son Dexter Guan taking care of both free throws. Ninusia will see action once again here in the third period. It's fielded back into the ball game. 2 minutes and 39 to play. Gerald Chang.
He really loves that pull-up jumper. Talking about Gerald Chang, he's been a reliable option from that mid-range para dito sa Chongse Mighty Plast, and they are still fighting in this game.
Alan Tan could not hit that three-pointer. And here's Nino Emilio. Kanina nakita rin natin yung ganitong klase na Westminster. They were really fighting back, trying to fight back. Naiwanan na nga lang sila nung huli, pero yun yung sinasabi natin, they play the whole of 40 minutes na talagang walang surrender.
Yeah, and really just great effort for Westminster. Masyado lang talagang malakas siguro yung Washom Lantex in our first game. And this is basically what we're seeing here for Chongse. Kumbaga, despite the lulls, despite yung mga, ano bang gusto mong itawag doon, Benji? Yung mga momentary distractions natin in this third quarter. Grace Christian College still outscoring them, but they are fighting. You have to give props to them for continuing to compete.
Alan Tan floats it up and in. A minute and 9 to play here in the third. Gerald Chang, fronted by Nino Sia. Steven Ang. Austin Chen. Shot clock down at 10 for Tiongse Academy. Gerald Chang. Short. Francis Tew waits for his other teammates. And then going Alex Lau for the mid-range. It drops.
And that has been a welcome sight for them. Talking about Grace Christian, Goodfellow Pharma, just everyone going down on the fast break and giving those teammates an option to pass the ball to.
Alan Tan with a steal. Francis Tew. Ball knocked out of bounds by Kevin Sea.
He wanted to do something fancy. You can see it in Francis Chu's eyes.
Hindi pa kababis nyo si Albert Chua. Ako na lang muna.
Kaya ko rin gumawa ng highlights.
Chloe Dong is back on the floor here para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. And so is this guy. We have another Albert Chua naman. Charles Albert Chua. 10 seconds.
Nakasalamin din eh.
Nino Emilio trying to shoot the three. Wala talaga.
Yeah, 0 for 8 from downtown is Chongse Mighty Plast after 3, and that will do it after 3 quarters. Chongse still fighting, but Grace Christian, Goodfellow Pharma ahead 65-39.
Well, we could say that somehow eventful third quarter that we've had here.
A lot.
But basically still taking care of the lead and trying to protect it with all their might at the batting ng Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Gerald Chang trying to give him life here for Cheongse Academy along with Nino Emilio and Patrick Yu. And of course, Dexter Guan beginning to get a good feel of his ball game here in the second half. Fourth quarter coming up. Yes, we are still in the fourth quarter and we're just starting it, everyone. Benji Santiago, Randolph Leongson, Nino Sia, Grace, Christian Goodfellow, Pharma. Chloe Dong gets blocked from behind by Kevin Se, Charles Albert Chua. Dito nga tayo sa kabila. JJ Chua is fouled. It's going to the line.
And once again, the size of Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma rearing its head in that exchange. JJ Chua getting another opportunity para maka-score itong Grace Christian and extend this lead bigger.
JJ Chua, his last trip to the line was still in the first half and he made both of them. Sabi ko na. Substitute free throw.
Meron pang pwede pang itama.
There you go.
Make it count.
67-39 para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Again, Friday, last day of eliminations. I'll tell you more stories. And of course, that couple of games that's needed to be played pa. And then after that, yun na yung pinakahihintay.
Yeah, the playoffs. So quarterfinals tayo sa Lunes.
Yes.
It's gonna be at the Playtime Philippine Center. And ano lang yun, Benji, knockout games agad yun,
Knockout nga yun. Ganun kalupit yun eh. Charles Albert Chua with a baseline jumper. Nino Emilio, puro mga naka-asul.
1 versus 5.
Kaya sabi niya, wait. Maganda ba kayo? Sabagay, they came in here, started with only 8 players, then Kevin Say arrived. It's a foul here. Francis Steele ang tinawagan. Gerald Chang. Stephen Ang.
Are they aware of the shot clock?
I don't know. Nino Emilio, nakuha na ni Charles Albert Chua. Let the play continue. Bitin yung layup.
I was about to say, yes, they might be missing Albert Edsel Chua, but they still got another Albert Chua on the floor. But yung mga ganyang mistake, okay lang yan eh. Again, for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma, you are ahead by 30 points. You just want to, kumbaga, get that big morale boost heading into the playoffs.
They're so conscious about the way they're executing their plays.
Kumbaga gusto mo na dito itama eh. Gusto mo na maka-execute dito. Kumbaga para pagdating ng playoffs, muscle memory na yan. Hindi ka na malilito.
Pagbabalik ni Patrick Q para sa panig ng TSA Academy Mighty Plast.
But he has to watch out for him. Remember, Patrick Yu already has 4 personal fouls.
And then an offensive foul has been called here prior to the inbound against JJ Chua.
Okay.
That's the second personal. Second Grace.
So again, despite this big lead for Grace Christian, I'm kind of worried with how they are reacting to the referee's call and really keeping their emotions in check.
We just try to imagine what's going to happen pagdating ng ating playoffs.
Yeah. For sure, the referees are gonna be calling it tighter. Yung hampas dyan, yung mga duty fouls or whatever steals, mas malakas. It really highlights the urgency and the importance of every possession in every game in our FCAI.
Gerald Chang, he gets it. Plus the foul. Then you see with that personal.
A really nice sight to see for Chongse to go on and keep on feeding Gerald Cheng. He's always had that touch. And once he got that position, wala na ring nagawa itong si Nino Sia.
15 points for Gerald Cheng. Grace Christian. Chloe Dong. There you go. That's the second three-pointer in the entire game.
And he's the only one who's been able to hit a three-pointer between these two teams.
Patrick Yu, too much English on that reverse. Biago, Stephen Ang. Gerald Cheng again with the basketball. Puts it up, it's a miss, and ball going out. It will go Grace Christian, Goodfellow Pharma. Here's the Hungry Pares three-point shot of the game from Chloe Dong again. Specialty of the house.
Parang kanina, umaapaw yung 3 points natin. Parang naubos dito second game.
Patrick Yu with the rebound. Nino Emilio, wrap around. There's a foul. Charles Albert Chua committing the foul. There's Chloe Dong. It's like he has this privilege and prestige as the only guy who has managed. Oh, dalawa pa. Para sabing hindi chamba, di ba? JJ Chua with a quick foul here. Picking up his third.
But also, penalty
na
ang Grace Christian College with 6 minutes and 12 to go.
Pagod na rin siguro si Gerald Cheng. Dalawang missed free throws. 6 minutes remaining. Charles Chua trying to be the next guy, aside from Chloe Dong, to come up with a three-pointer. Oh, how about that? J.M. Chang. .72-46 is our count. 5 minutes and 40 to play. And again, this coming Friday, dito pa rin po sa SGS Stadium ang mga laro natin. Again, yung pinanggalingan natin na Tanduay Gem, we just wish them they're actually renovating.
Pinapaganda, inaayos.
Yes.
Can't wait to be back on those vaunted halls. You know, again, ang dami ng legends na naglaro doon. Panahon, hindi pa nga yata ako pinapanganak. Ang dami ng grades na nagpa-practice dyan eh.
Hindi nga sinasabi, even yung UE Red Warriors nagpa-practice din dyan. Ha?
Eh, may UE Red Warriors din naman na naglaro din.
Yeah.
Si James Yap.
Oo nga, tama.
Really adding to the history of that venue.
Tsaka marami yung mga kasama natin dito, mamimiss yung mga usual na binibili nila.
Kahit mahaba pila.
Hindi lang naman yung bulalo, meron din mga hamon.
Palabok.
Diba? Palabok. Lumalangoy sa sauce. So we're more than halfway na sa ating fourth quarter. And I guess somehow nakasettle down na rin pati mga emotions nila and everything.
Yeah, especially with how Grace Christian, Goodfellow Pharma has controlled this game. Kumaga, got that big spurt in the second quarter to really create that 16-point breathing room at halftime. And then kahit may emotions nung third quarter, the defense remained stout in keeping guys like Patrick Yu and Nino Emilio checked. Kaya kumbaga, medyo they were able to go on cruise control and enjoy this big lead. Kukumputin ko pa sana eh, kaso lang hindi ako rin.
Ako naman, actually, nakatingin ako doon sa bench ng Tiongse. Nagkwekwentuhan na si Coach Maynard, si Quincy Tan.
Yeah, just enjoying their final game here in the FCAI for the season at least. But again, as we've mentioned, this is only the first season, Benji. They will be seeing, and we hope to see more alumni join in the fun. Na nakita nila na maybe their school failed to make it to the playoffs this time. Sabihin natin, ay, sali kami dyan. Mas maganda respect natin para mas maging proud yung school natin.
Kwentuhan na sana eh. Kaso may graduate. Kaya babalik si Quincy Tan. Siya nakikipagkwento kay Coach Maynard.
Chill na sila eh. But John Michael Chang just pick up his fifth.
Yes. Ay, hindi ka pa tapos eh. Pasok ka doon, naglaro ka pa.
But really, you have to give it to this SGS-Mighty Plast team. They have been very competitive all throughout.
Yeah.
And really, we just discussed Patrick Yu, Nino Emilio, Gerald Cheng all had their moments. Even George Wong, I really liked how he was quarterbacking this team throughout the season. So, kumbaga, those are foundational pieces that they can really add on. And hopefully, yung mga alumni na nanonood dyan from Chongse, you can join this team sooner come next season.
It's like an opening day. Lalo rin kasama ko si Coach Anton de los Reyes who are actually sizing up nga itong Chongse Academy, and instantly he made a very good impression with all of us in Nino Emilio. And they also have the able support of Gerald Cheng and Patrick Yu. Kaya natin baka may mga iba pang talented alumni itong mga schools na ito.
And not really, not just alumni, Benji, even the support, the sponsors, really.
Yes, indeed.
Kita mo overflowing. Kumbaga, just rekindling their glory days from their high school, reuniting some old faces, some old foes even from the rival schools. That's just gonna make this a more exciting league moving forward.
So I was even saying some of the businessmen, they would actually gather sa golf courses to discuss some things. Itong Fil-Chi basketball court, doon tayo magkita.
Alam mo, mas masarap na maglaro sa gabi kaysa gumising ng umaga.
Sa bagay, totoo yan. Mas madali daw makita yung mas malaking bola. Elevate the game with Contigo Sports. Nakapamewang na lang ito kasama natin dito. Hindi na ako inaabutan ng cue cards. 2 minutes and 42. Ron Lim is going through the motions basically para rito. Both teams, kung talaga tutusin natin, Chongse Academy, they managed to come up with 2 wins sa ating team standings. Summit is the official drinking water of FCAAI. Down to 2 minutes and 12 here in this ball game. JJ Chua. Tsaka ito rin si JJ Chua. Hinahasa nila ito. Malaki ito eh.
Will be very valuable to bank bodies against the Christian Luanzons.
Yes. Yun.
But again, we still have to form. Actually, I'm computing kung paano yung magiging matchups natin with this impending victory para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. Let me check. Tingnan natin mabilis ang mat ko, ha?
Anyway, meron pa rin tayong eliminations games to be played on Friday. TCL last 2 minutes na tayo. 79-52 para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma.
So basically, Benji, St. Peter won against Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma by 6 points.
Okay.
But Grace won against Chiang Kai-shek by only 3 points. Tapos, ito namang Chiang Kai-shek won last Monday against St. Peter by 15 points. So in the event na magkaroon ng triple tie at 7-3, or sorry, at 6-4, aangat pa pala ang Chiang Kai-shek. But this will be win number 7 for Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. So they will be up to 7-3. Tama ba?
Okay.
So they will be locked at the number 4 spot with 7-3. They will be meeting Chiang Kai-shek na. So it's gonna be 4 versus 5. Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma versus the number 5 is the Chiang Kai-shek Big Chill. And then kahit manalo pa si St. Peter doon sa kanilang huling laro, the best they can do is 6-4, but they lost against Chiang Kai-shek, so win over the other. It's gonna be St. Stephen against St. Peter the Apostle na. So mas luminaw na pala. So ang babantayan lang natin for Friday is kaya ba ng Washong Lamtex Pipes to complete the perfect sweep of the eliminations.
Something to look forward to. Again, Chloe Dong knocking down a three-pointer.
Pangatlo na niya.
Siya lang talaga.
Hindi pa rin masamahan ni Erwin Lim.
Final minute of this ball game. Kung talagang tutusin, hapo na rin itong kapanig ng TSA Academy, George Wong. Hindi na mahabol yung mga long passes. Nino Emilio apologizes to him. They played with only 9 players coming into this ball game. 82-55 is our count right now. So at least all the way, kita mo kung gaano competitive and tight din yung labanan natin. That even on the final day of competitions, of eliminations, meron pang maraming pwedeng pag-usapan.
Oh, may binabantayan pa rin tayo.
Yes.
Actually, ang iniisip ko, nandito na ba si James Yap sa Friday?
I'm not sure. Now we just have to wait and see. Ayun, si Nino Emilio. Sumama na. Para meron naman daw silang 3 points.
Yeah, Francis Chu hitting that 3 for Grace.
Si Francis Chu. Sorry, okay. So you can only imagine, diba? At the conclusion of the eliminations, you can still never tell. You can only come up with some scenarios, but still, you have to see the games and the results.
Yeah, but also, give it to Chongse all season long. Very competitive, standout performances from Nino Emilio and Patrick Yu. I can't wait to see them next season.
Sama pa si Gerald Cheng dyan, di ba? Big win para sa Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. And dealing itong Chongse Academy with another loss. Let's see how it turns out really when we end the schedule of the eliminations this coming Friday. Just to make it official, we'll all find out. Hirap mo muna yung mga theoretical guesses natin dito, no? And just to make sure, we're almost there. Actually, kumbaga, we're trying to give them a clearer picture of how things are still going to happen, the possibilities. At yun ang aabangan natin for this coming Friday. For this one, don't worry, para sa Grace Christian community, hindi naman daw masususpend si GS Gilbert Sanidad and Albert Edsel Chua. It's just all part of the rules. And I guess for every team, they have to know and learn and stick to the rules. Yun lang yun, you know? 87-57, Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma did it against Yonsei Academy Mighty Plast. Well, sa ating player of the game, walang iba kundi dito si Alex Lau. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists for him. And a lot is really expected from him come they play dun pagdating ng ating quarterfinals. And congratulations ang ating Triangle Tires for Life Best Player of the Game. As we cap ang ating PG Flex Linoleum key matchup here with Gerald Cheng, coming up with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Well, naka-assist din ng dalawa itong si Dunhill D, and managing 10 points para sa Grace Goodfellow Pharma. And so, Friday, sabi nga natin things are still not yet over. Dahil unahin muna natin ito, yung pagsara lang game recap natin for this game.
Again, field goals favoring Grace Christian Goodfellow Pharma. 30 of 69, 43%. Walang tres na na-issue ang Chongse. 0 for 10 from downtown, but obviously the rebounding has favored Grace Christian 53-37, and that's why they lock up the number 4 seed with this 30-point win.
And yes, let's just check yung ating schedule for ating team standings muna. Tingnan natin dito. So, Washong with their win kanina, 9-0 na sila, still intending to go for the sweep. They still have another game to be played this coming Friday. At makikita natin dyan yung Xavier, 8-2, St. Stephen, 8-2, pero a win over the other. Well, we'll tell you more of the stories. At ang Philippine Cheng Kuang Exped, we'll see action laban sa Washong. It's our first game this coming Friday dito pa rin po sa SGS Stadium. At ang St. Peter Metro Asia, laban naman yan sa Uno High School CW Home Depot. Something to look forward to for a great weekend, holiday weekend. So for Randolph Leong Son, naman po si Benji Santiago. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you at the ball games.